Welcome to William E. Casey Insurer Services training guide on a single family dwelling. This dwelling is owner occupied. It was built in 1967 and is roughly 1,300 square feet. It has an attached one-car garage. Once we arrive to the property, we will greet the homeowner and introduce ourselves. We will take a photo of the front of the dwelling. Try to get the entire house in the photo. After we take the photo of the front of the property, we could either head inside with the homeowner and do the walkthrough inspection, or we can continue and take the exterior photos. In this case, we are going to continue and take the exterior photos. While we are standing in front of the dwelling, it's important to note what is to the left side of the house and what is to the right side of the house for the exposure portion of the report. In this case, we have a single family dwelling about 50 feet from the right side of the house, and we have a wooded area and a condo complex to the left side of the house about 100 feet away. I'm going to zoom in on the roof, and I'm going to examine the roof and make sure that it's in good condition. There aren't any missing or damaged buckling shingles. I'm going to zoom in on the address number and take a photo of that. Once I'm done looking at the front of the house, I'm going to make my way to the right side, and I'm basically going to repeat this process. I'm going to make sure that there's no damaged wood clapboard, damaged trim or fascia board, broken windows, peeling paint, or anything that could potentially be a hazard. And then I'm going to take a photo of the right side of the house. I'm going to make my way to the backyard, noting what the rear exposure is. In this case, it's a wooded area about 100 feet from the exterior of the house. And I'm going to try to get an angle where I can see the whole back portion of the house in one photo like this. I'm also going to zoom in on the roof again, make sure that there's no damaged shingles, missing shingles, the roof is in good condition. This house also has a fire pit, so I'm going to take a photo of that. And I'm going to take pictures of any outbuildings like sheds, barns, detached garages, etc. This homeowner has a trampoline with safety netting, so I'll zoom in and take a picture of that. If there was a swimming pool, I would take pictures of the swimming pool and make sure it's enclosed with a fence and locked gate. Again, as I continue to walk around the property, I'm looking at the rain gutters, I'm looking at the downspouts, making sure they are connected and functioning properly, making sure there's no damaged exterior siding, trim, fascia board, peeling paint. I'm going to walk to the final side of the house and take a picture. You can also see that they have a radon reduction system, so that's the exhaust vent. It's important to note any trees that could be hanging over the property that could fall on the roof and cause damage. This homeowner recently had all the tree branches trimmed back away from the house, so we don't have to worry about that. There is a Ring camera that is installed above the basement door, so I'll zoom in and take a photo of that. And here is the electrical service coming in from the street, which was recently upgraded. If you see an upgraded system like this, lift the latch and zoom in and take a photo of the main breaker switch. This is a 200 amp service. And I'm just going to look up and make sure that the conduit and electrical coming in from the street is not damaged. Again, rain gutter downspouts attached in good working order. The rain gutters are not clogged, there's no debris. I'm going to walk around to the front of the house again and take another photo from this angle. That staircase in front should have a handrail. Anytime there's more than 2 steps, you do recommend a handrail if there's not one already installed. Just taking a few more photos of the front porch. And now I'm going to make my way inside. Once I get inside, I enter the main living room. I will take a photo from this angle. It's important to take at least 1 or 2 photos of each room. Try to get as much of the room in the photo as you can. This house has a pellet stove insert, so I'm going to take a picture of that. If you come across a fireplace, whether it's wood burning, a wood stove, pellet stove, gas fireplace, you want to ask the insured if they use it. Now we have the dining room. I'm going to take a photo of this room and enter the kitchen and take a few pictures of the kitchen. It's a good idea to take extra photos of the kitchen and bathrooms as they tend to affect the replacement cost valuation. This house has electric baseboard heat, so I'm going to zoom in and take a photo of the electric baseboard. One indicator for electric heat is that it has the coils inside, and each room will have its own individual thermostat to control the electric baseboard. If you are unsure what type of heating source the house has, you can ask the insured when you meet with them. After I take photos of the kitchen, I'm going to proceed to the three-season porch. I will take a picture of the porch, and then I will enter the garage, which is off of the porch. I will take a few pictures of the garage. Once I'm in this space, I realize that there looks like water damage on the ceiling. I asked the homeowner about this, and they said there was a prior leak. The roof and the chimney flashing has since been repaired and replaced, and the leak is no longer active, but I will note that in the report. Again, I'm going to zoom in on the electric baseboard heat and take a picture of that. This house has hardwood flooring and vinyl flooring. The kitchen and bathrooms have vinyl flooring. The rest of the rooms are hardwood. I'm going to walk down the hallway into the first bathroom on the right. I do turn the light on. It's okay to turn lights on as long as you turn them off when you leave the room. As I walk through the bathroom, I'm going to make sure there's no black mold, mildew, things like that. I do peel back the shower curtain to take a look at the shower. I want to make sure that there's proper ventilation in the bathrooms. As I walk down the hallway, I'm looking for a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector. This is a combination unit. Anytime you come across a combination unit, it will say carbon monoxide detector on the unit. I'm going to enter the first bedroom on the left and take a picture of this room. And as I walk through the room, I'm just making sure there's no water damage, damaged walls, flooring, ceilings. And I'm going to walk down the hallway to the next bedroom on the left, and I'm going to repeat the process. Again, all the rooms have electric baseboard heat with their own individual thermostats. And now the final bedroom, the primary room. I'll take a few photos of this space. This bedroom has a half bath, so I will also take a picture of the half bathroom. Again, making sure there's no mold, ventilation issues. This bathroom does not have a shower. Electric baseboard and its own individual thermostat. Once I'm done taking pictures of the first floor, I will try to locate the basement door, which is right here on my right. As I enter the basement, I want to make sure that the staircase has a handrail, which it does on the left. Again, all staircases must have handrails. Once I get to the basement, I'm going to look for a smoke detector. This is another combination unit, smoke and carbon monoxide. As I mentioned before, each floor, including the basement, should be equipped with a smoke and a carbon monoxide detector. The basement does have another fireplace. This is a wood-burning fireplace. So I'll take a photo of that, and I'll take a couple pictures of the basement, which is used as a music space by the homeowner. There is an older electric heater in the wall here, so I'll take a picture of that. I'm going to make my way to the unfinished portion of the basement to locate the utilities. Remember, this house has electric heat, so there is no furnace, but there is a hot water tank, so I'm going to take a photo of the hot water tank, which appears to be newer and in good condition. There is original cast iron plumbing for the sewer mains and copper plumbing for the supply lines, so I'm going to take pictures of all that. This house is on a septic, so the sewer drains to the backyard where the septic tank is. And here we have the radon reduction that we noted at the exterior, so that's where it exhausts outside. And I'm just kind of walking around and taking some more photos of the unfinished basement. I'm going to locate the main water line that comes in from the street. And here it is with the water meter and the main shutoff. I'll take a photo of that. And I'm just kind of following the copper plumbing throughout the basement, making sure that there's no leaks. Here we have the washer hookup. I'm going to locate the electrical panel. Before I do that, I notice that there's a fire extinguisher. I'm going to zoom in and take a picture of that. I want to make sure that it's in the green and that it's fully charged. And it is. Back to the electrical panel, I'm going to take a nice photo of this angle. I'm going to zoom in and take some pictures of the wiring. We have original cloth Romex wiring as well as regular Romex. Again, this house was built in the late 60s. The electrical service was recently updated by the homeowner. We have a 200 amp service. It's an Eaton breaker panel. That's a manufacturer. If you come across a Square D breaker panel, it's really important that you zoom in on the label and take a clear photo like this so that we can locate the 6-digit code. This is specifically for Square D breaker panels as there is an active recall, and we need to note that in the report. Once we're done with the electrical system, I'm going to make my way over here and take a photo of the sump pump that the homeowner installed. And then here we have the door that leads to the outside. Once we get all the photos we need of the utilities, we can make our way back upstairs. We can thank the insured for meeting with us. And it's a good idea to review all the pictures you took once you get into your vehicle to make sure you didn't miss anything before you leave the property. If you're going to fill out the report while you're on the job site, this is a good time to do so from your vehicle. Enter in all the information. You can review the pictures as you enter in the information to fill out the report. And this concludes the walkthrough inspection of a single-family owner-occupied dwelling.